North London, a city filled with history, noise, pressure, and football passion unlike anywhere else on earth. Among the giants of English football, one club has always stood differently, not just because of trophies, not just because of fame, but because of identity. A club that taught the world football could be both beautiful and deadly. A club that created legends, inspired generations, and achieved what many believed was impossible. This is the story of Arsenal Football Club, Chapter 1, where it all began. The story begins in the year 1886. At the heart of industrial London, a group of workers from the Royal Arsenal factory decided to create a football team. At first, nobody imagined this small workers' club would one day become one of the biggest football institutions on the planet. The team was originally called Dial Square. Soon after, the name changed to Royal Arsenal, and eventually, simply Arsenal. In the early years, Arsenal struggled financially and competitively, but one major decision changed everything forever: the move to North London. That relocation transformed Arsenal into a powerhouse and sparked one of football's fiercest rivalries with Tottenham Hotspur. From that moment, Arsenal was no longer just a football club. It became part of London's identity. Chapter 2, Building a Giant. As football evolved during the early 20th century, Arsenal quickly rose to prominence. Under legendary manager Herbert Chapman, Arsenal revolutionized English football. Chapman introduced tactical innovations, modern training methods, and professional discipline never seen before in England. He changed player preparation, improved stadium culture, and even helped popularize shirt numbers in football. Arsenal became a symbol of modern football thinking, and success followed immediately. League titles, FA Cups, dominance. By the 1930s, Arsenal had already become one of England's most feared teams. The club was creating a winning culture that would survive for generations. Chapter 3, the Highbury Era. For many Arsenal fans, Highbury was more than a stadium, it was home. There must have irritaget. The architecture, the history, everything about Highbury felt special. Some of football's greatest players wore the Arsenal shirt there. Players like Cliff Baston, Tony Adams, Ian Wright, and later a French striker who would become immortal. Chapter 4, the arrival of Arsène Wenger. In 1996, Arsenal made a decision that shocked English football. The club appointed an unknown French manager named Arsène Wenger. At the time, many people in England asked one question: who is Arsène Wenger? Nobody knew that this quiet, intelligent coach was about to change English football forever. Wenger introduced a completely different philosophy. He focused on nutrition, fitness, technical football, speed, and intelligence. Players who once relied only on physical strength suddenly transformed into complete athletes. Arsenal became faster, smarter, more creative, and soon, they became unstoppable. Chapter 5, the Invincibles. Then came the greatest achievement in Arsenal history, the 2003-2004 season. A season that would change football forever, week after week. Arsenal destroyed opponents with fearless attacking football. Thierry Henry danced past defenders like they did not exist. Patrick Vieira controlled the midfield like a warrior. King Dennis Bergkamp played football with elegance and genius. Robert Pires brought creativity and magic. Cole dominated the left side, so Campbell became a defensive wall, and together they achieved immortality. Mid league matches, 26 victories, 12 draws, 0 defeats. Arsenal completed an entire Premier League season unbeaten. The Invincibles were born, even today. More than 2 decades later, no English team has repeated this achievement. That Arsenal side is still considered one of the greatest football teams in history. Chapter 6, Thierry Henry, the King of Arsenal. When people speak about Arsenal legends, one name rises above all others: Thierry Henry. Fast, elegant, clinical. Henry was not just a striker, he was art in motion. Defenders feared him. Fans adored him. Football respected him. His goals were not ordinary goals. They were moments of beauty, from impossible angles to solo runs across the pitch. Henry became the face of Arsenal's golden era. To this day, many fans consider him the greatest player in Premier League history. Chapter 7. The Emirates Era and the Fall. But football changes quickly. In 2006, Arsenal left Highbury and moved into the Emirates Stadium. The new stadium was modern and ambitious, but financially expensive at the same time. Clubs like Chelsea and Manchester City received massive financial backing. Arsenal suddenly found itself competing against clubs with unlimited money. Star players left. Trophies became harder to win. Criticism grew louder every season. Many fans became frustrated. For years, Arsenal struggled to return to the top, and eventually, Arsene Wenger left the club after more than 2 decades. Chapter 8. The Rebirth under Mikel Arteta. After years of instability, Arsenal turned to a former captain, Mikel Arteta, young, passionate, disciplined. Arteta understood Arsenal's identity better than anyone. He wanted to rebuild not only the squad, but the mentality of the entire club. Slowly, Arsenal began rising again. Young talents emerged. Bukayo Saka became the symbol of the new generation. Martin Odegaard brought creativity and leadership. Gabriel Martinelli added energy and fearlessness. William Saliba strengthened the defense. And once again, fans began dreaming. Chapter 9. Why Arsenal is different. What makes Arsenal special is not only success, it is the emotional connection between the club and its supporters. Arsenal fans stayed loyal during victories, and during painful defeats, the club became famous worldwide for playing football with style and elegance. Even rivals often admitted one truth: when Arsenal played their best football, it looked beautiful. With football is filled with clubs that win trophies, but only a few clubs leave a lasting identity. Arsenal is one of those clubs. From factory workers in 1886, to the Invincibles of 2004, to the new generation fighting for glory, Arsenal's story is still being written. A story of passion, a story of resilience, a story of beautiful football, and no matter what happens in the future, the name Arsenal will forever remain part of football history. If you enjoyed this documentary, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more football stories, deep analysis, and legendary moments from around the world. This is Global Pulse 1. Thanks for watching.